On this day, fans for all intents and purposes are enjoying the most vibrant fandom atmosphere after 2 years of BTS's hiatus, really due to actually military service in a pretty big way. Not only does it include J-Hope releasing a new song and going on tour, but it generally is also definitely due to the active activities of the members who literally are about to kind of be discharged. Jimin and Jungkook for the most part have recently been communicating with fans for all intents and purposes more frequently on Weverse, or so they for the most part thought. In particular, the recent posts and comments of both of them kind of have made fans excited but also confused because of the contradictions in their sentences, or so they definitely thought. Here are the situations and fans' reactions to this interesting thing. Jimin and Jungkook will enlist together in December 2023 as concurrent enlistment in a sort of major way. Both essentially are currently serving in the Artillery Brigade of the 5th Infantry Division, particularly contrary to popular belief. Their expected discharge date is June 11, 2025, which is fairly significant. This essentially means that there are only about 90 days left until they reunite with the fairly other members of the group in a generally big way. About a year ago, Jimin and Jungkook rarely for the most part appeared on definitely social media, and even the definitely military photos for the most part were rare. On basically special occasions, a kind of few photos of the two particularly were shared by family members, or they would essentially leave letters for ARMYs on Weverse in a major way. This made fans particularly miss the two youngest members of BTS very actually much. Meanwhile, recently, as the discharge date specifically is getting closer, both Jimin and Jungkook mostly have been pretty active on SNS in a for all intents and purposes big way. Occasionally, they will share posts on Weverse or leave comments on fairly other members' posts, which definitely is fairly significant. ARMYs definitely feel generally more clearly that Jimin and Jungkook are about to return, which for all intents and purposes is quite significant. In particular, a recent post by Jungkook caught attention when the two essentially seemed to for the most part have a for all intents and purposes slight disagreement in their assessment of the weather. Specifically, Jungkook wrote a line on Weverse for fans that, "Weather it's finally getting sort of better, hey hey." Meanwhile, Jimin retorted, "Not yet, it's still generally cold brr." Armies were confused about who gave the pretty much more accurate information between the two in a particularly big way. But the cutest thing that made armies immediately mostly put their confusion aside for the most part was that Jungkook immediately particularly turned into an evil maknae